Imagine you're in front of 30 people giving a speech, or you see a massive animal figure in the dark. Suddenly you feel nervous, your palms get sweaty, your heart races, and your mouth gets dry. Why does our body react to such situations in this way? This is in fact the work of two invisible systems working 24/7 in our bodies. Our body's autopilot, autonomic nervous system, and the hormonal command center, endocrine system. Let's crack them open and see how they are working together, ruling our life. Before going any further, I must say, although I hold a degree in psychology, I am not a licensed medical professional on YouTube. So the discussion on this video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advices. I will start with the autonomic nervous system. It's a very fast network of nerves controlling your involuntary actions. The other guy is a chemical messaging system which works slower but with more stable effects on our growth, our mood, and our metabolism. Together, they are like the puppet masters of our biological life. Let's talk about their mechanism and why we would collapse if they don't work well. The autonomic nervous system, or ANS, is like having two CEOs sharing and fighting over the control of one company. The first co-manager is the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode. This guy takes the control when we feel stressed or when we feel excited, and also when we perceive a source of danger. What does it do? It dilates your pupils, helping your eyes see every detail around you. It also speeds up your heartbeat, pumping a lot of blood to every muscle you might need to deal with the situation you have. Now think about it. Do we need to put energy on digesting the lunch when we are fighting a bear or we are running away from a guy with serial killer vibes? Of course not. So this stress reaction system stops your digestion too. Unfortunately, it's a very stupid system and it doesn't understand the difference between a bear attacking you kind of stress and the kind of stress that you might have when you're trying to pay your taxes. So in any sort of a stressful situation, it stops the digestion. The other CO is parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digestion mode. This system takes over our body when we feel safe and relaxed. Our heartbeat slows down and our digestion gets activated. Like the times that we get drowsy after a nice, peaceful meal around the people we love. This system is the backstage of the Zen mode we feel after a nice yoga session or a meditation. Zen mode and fight or flight. When does the endocrine system stand? Let's call it hormonal hierarchy. While ANS works with electric pulses in our nerves, the endocrine system works with the flow of some chemicals called hormones in our bloodstream. Think of it as a postal service in our body. It works very slow, but it affects every cell in our body. This system works in a chain of command, and the big guy is our hypothalamus. It is placed in our brain, and it senses any problem or any imbalancement that needs to be handled by the endocrine system. Like when your blood sugar drops or when you feel stressed. After understanding the challenge, it sends messages to the pituitary gland. This friend of us is a pea-sized master gland that controls all other ones. Two of the most important hormones that the pituitary gland is responsible for are GH and TSH. The GH levels, or the growth hormone levels, determine how tall and big we get when we are growing up. If it is released too little, dwarfism happens for a person, and if someone has too much of it, gigantism happens. TSH, or thyroid-stimulating hormone, is another hormone released by pituitary gland. As you can guess, just hearing its name, it controls our thyroid, regulating our metabolism. Adrenal glands are two of the most interesting employees in the endocrine patriarchy. Each of these similar glands sits on the top of one of your kidneys. When an emergency happens and the pituitary sends ACTH, these two glands release some important hormones, epinephrine and norepinephrine, or as you have probably heard of them, adrenaline and noradrenaline. These two are responsible for your body's response to emergency, but with separated specialities. Epinephrine works like a megaphone, alarming everybody to get ready for the situation. It is mainly released by adrenal glands, and it makes a lot of changes. Heart racing, dilated airways, and surged energy. In contrast, norepinephrine is only 20% released by adrenal glands. The rest is released in neural terminals as a neurotransmitter, working as a directed walkie-talkie for our nerves. This guy sharpens our focus, increases our attention, and prioritizes circulation to our vital organs. Imagine almost hitting a cyclist while driving your car. Adrenaline makes your hands tremble and your heart run faster for a few minutes, while noradrenaline gives you super focus during the chaos and it makes everything to seem slow motion. Although these two work together, epinephrine's effects last for a longer time, like the shock you feel after a scary moment, while norepinephrine effects happens immediately and it vanishes faster. Another hormone released by adrenal glands is cortisol. This is a biological double-edged sword. When the stress hits, cortisol will make your metabolism to increase your blood sugar levels, which will help you to deal with the stressful situation you have. But it is like a loan shark. It gives you a boost of energy today, but if your stress goes on for a long time, you will have to pay a big price for it. Chronic stress can cause brain fog, unhealthy weight gain, and it can even weaken your immune system. That 3 p.m. crash after a stressful morning, that's the cortisol's roller coaster of energy in action. Always remember, our body is not designed for constant stress and crisis mode. Now, what is the big picture? How these two systems, ANS and endocrine system, work together. For example, when you work out, your ANS increases your heartbeat and makes sure different parts of your body work in balance and harmony, while your endocrine system releases adrenaline, telling your liver to release some sugar, enhancing your energy. Or when you fall in love, your ANS is making a game with your digestion, giving you butterflies. At the same time, your endocrine system gives you the gift of bonding with each other and a sense of euphoria with the help of two hormones, dopamine and oxytocin. So the next time your heart races or you feel hungry, you know what is going on under the leadership of your nerves and hormones. Want to know more about how we are wired and what is going on behind our experiences and behavior? If your answer is yes, please hit the subscribe button and let's go for psychology and more.